Welcome everybody to the Fly the W studio. My name is Chris Strub, the Giving Day guy here in downtown Greenville, South Carolina. This is the Fly the W studio. It's Halloween, Saturday night. I'm staying in because there's 100,000 people a day across America getting infected by the coronavirus. So here is my costume for you guys today. Look, I'm not going to waste much time with an intro because you guys know who I am, you know what I do. That's not what I'm here to talk about. We're here to play a game of the Political Machine 2020, which, if you've never heard of it, is a computer game that's been around for quite a while now. Comes out every 4 years to help preview the presidential election. If you've never seen me play it, which I've played it a couple times on my Facebook page, and I played it over 100 times on my YouTube channel. So if you really like what you're watching tonight, kick back, enjoy a beverage. I know it's 9 o'clock here in the East. You can check out my YouTube channel and you can watch me play this 100 times. You can really just play that entire playlist until Election Day at this point, if that's what you wanted to do. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Strub. But look, we're not going to mess around. I'm going to crank the volume up. I'd love to chat with you guys, though. I am keeping an eye on your comments. Like I know BV commented during the intro, says she wants one. By the way, the intro was done by my buddy Ross Woods, who also did 50 States, 100 Days, the film. So if you're interested, of course, I can patch you through to Ross. So again, if you've watched me play this game before, you know a couple things. One, I always play these days on painful difficulty with standard advanced options, which are a 21-week campaign. Looks like we've actually got some new advanced options since the last time I played this game. Those things that say randomized issues and randomized states, that is new since the last time I played this game, which is interesting. But we are going to play as the Democrat Party. I'm going to crank up that volume. Armin says he loves the intro. BV says, of course it was. He's talented. So we're going to play with painful difficulty, which as you can see is the second hardest difficulty in the game. Our candidate's going to be Joe Biden of Delaware. Now here on the right side of the screen, you can see his stats. That's how they determine basically the differences between each candidate. We'll explain to you as we get going the difference in the stamina. You'll see the difference, of course, in the starting cash, so on and so forth. There's the description of Joe Biden. The former VP has been a leading advocate for gun control and is widely seen as a candidate who would carry on Obama's policies. Also a former senator, Biden has shown the ability to strike deals with Congress, but will anti-establishment voters see these ties as a negative rather than a positive? Easy for me to say. You can see there's a whole bunch of other candidates in this game that you can play as, hidden behind my picture up there. Al Gore, AOC, Bill Clinton. There's a Chris Strub created character. That kind of looks like me, I guess. But we're going to play tonight as Joe Biden. Our opponent tonight is going to be Donald Trump. Of course, the default character. You can see some of the other characters here that you can play as, including John McCain, Mitt Romney, Ronald Reagan. But I'm going to stick tonight with Donald Trump. A multi-billionaire businessman turned president, Trump has attracted disaffected voters with his vow to, quote, make America great again. His controversial rhetoric and combative tweeting, however, have turned him into a media pariah. Can he overcome the pandemic and ride an improving economy to another victory? His ideology is Trumpian populism. You'll see the differences between the ideologies as the game gets going. His stamina is hyper, which puts him at a little bit of an advantage. The stamina is really pretty important in the game, as you'll see here. But really all the different factors matter. Without further ado, let's get going. Again, I'd love to see your comments as we're watching. Let me know if you've already voted. The other thing that you might know about when I play this game, oftentimes there's an adult beverage. You've got a healthy glass of Four Roses, which are right in there. Four Roses small batch. There she is. So if you're having a drink, cheers to you. Here we go. Now you'll see the respective candidates start in their own states. Trump did start in New York. He's already done his week 1 travels. I have not. The options here at the bottom of your screen are to build a election headquarters, which I'm going to do here in Pennsylvania. You can give a speech, which I will do soon. You can build your ideology, which I cannot yet do. You can fundraise, which I'm not going to do yet, but I will. You can create an advertisement, which you'll also see me do during the course of the game. Cheers, buddy. And you can hire an operative, which in week 1 they are more expensive. And then as you go along through the game, the prices on these operatives will generally go down. Now, these are not hard and fast rules. You'll see. You just got to kind of watch and get used to it. And if you've ever played this game before, you'll notice some of my strategy. When the question marks appear on the map, you can stop by and earn some of these surprises. Then you have a choice as to which of the options you'd like to choose from. I always choose the operatives, but you can also choose cash. I'm sorry, I always choose the ideology points. That's where you want to go. Or you can get operatives. Now, when you earn the ideology points, you spend those ideology points by building your ideology. Looks like Biden's ideology has actually changed a little bit. It's funny how this game constantly updates itself. This national mask mandate was not part of Biden's ideological map last week, but it's there now, as well as second pandemic stimulus. However, I'm going to start with an environmental ideology. And what you see, if you're paying close attention to the screen, let me pull myself off there for a second. So you can see the assault weapons ban here in the top left-hand corner. As you purchase more and more ideologies, ideological planks, the price of each one goes up, which means you definitely want to start as early as you can in getting going with that. And you can see as you purchase these ideological planks, the country will respond. Not always kindly, but you can see the blue on the map, and then when I go to polls, you can see that currently I, as the Democratic challenger, hold a 352 to 186 lead. Now, I expect to win this game. I don't lose very often anymore because I played this game 100 times. But I'll just switch my Wi-Fi option there a little bit, so there might be a little bit of a delay, but I should win this game, and I intend to win this game. So let's keep going. Now you see every time you travel from one state to another, it's going to cost you one little bit of stamina there, and then each of the different options at the bottom of the screen, as you see I'm moving my mouse around there, everything that you do is going to cost you a different amount. Fundraising, for example, costs you 3. And of course, in some of the larger states like Texas, where Armin's hanging out and watching right now, if you want to fundraise in Texas, you're bound to make some more money. Of course, there's diminishing marginal returns as you go, but the first time you fundraise in Texas, you're bound to make a good chunk. Now, if we take another look at the polls here, 432 to 106. 432 to 106 is what we're looking at. And that number will change rapidly throughout the course of the game. I'll jump in and support the second pandemic stimulus. And you'll see that should bump my numbers up even more. I mean, it's now 440 to 98. But as Trump builds his ideology, you'll see his numbers jump up as well. But 440 to 98 is pretty good. Taking a pretty aggressive tact here. By the way, if you're watching live, say what's up. Let me know. Let me know where you're watching from. Although, if you're my Facebook friend, I probably know where you're watching from, because I probably know where you live. That sounded really creepy. It's true though. Can't forget about Wisconsin. And you can see here how the game updates the ideological planks. Again, if you've seen me play this before, court packing was not on there as of last week. So the developers of this game are constantly upgrading and updating the ideological trees for each candidate. The idea of court packing, the plan to expand the Supreme Court past the 9 current judges, was first floated by FDR. Current Democrats see this as a possible way to combat the nomination of Amy Coney Barrett just weeks before a national election. That's part of one of the cool parts of this game, is it does keep up with pretty current events. And you'll see that some of the more conservative states will definitely not respond as enthusiastically when you endorse certain ideological planks in your candidacy. So a couple times per game, you also get invited on these television shows. Tucker Carlson tonight. Try not to click through too quickly so you can read what's on the screen. And then based on how you respond, you're going to get either cheered or booed by the crowd here. And you see Texas turning bright red, not particularly surprising. We'll get more of a hold on Michigan and possibly even Ohio as well. Florida, I found, is a little bit tougher to win. I mean, the states obviously are, they come naturally skewed in the game, but even if you make a big play for certain states of the opposing party, they are definitely more challenging to win. It's not to say I can't win Florida as a Democrat, but it does take a little more effort than does some of the other states of, equal ideological underpinnings. Florida is big on protecting Social Security, in case you were curious. So we're about halfway through the game. This is where you get to pick your running mate. Again, you can see there's Al Gore hiding behind my my face up there. AOC, Amy Klobuchar. Of course, they've got Hillary in the game. Kamala. For the sake of our game right now, we'll play as Kamala. Why not? We'll keep it as realistic as possible. There's an excellent chance, though, that Trump is not going to pick Mike Pence. We'll take a look at who he picks here in a moment. So Trump's running mate is Mitch McConnell. There you go. We're still winning Kentucky, though. You can see the vice presidential candidates on the map. I will tell you that it's a little disappointing. There's 1,000 factors that go into this game, and one of them that really doesn't matter is your vice presidential pick. Like, you'd think picking Mitch McConnell would give him a big boost in Kentucky. It doesn't. Same thing with me with Kamala. It really doesn't have any impact on either their home state or the issues. It's a little disappointing. one of his ideological planks is a peaceful transfer of power. Really controversial stance there. Here in week 12, 356 to 182. That might be somewhat realistic this week. Of course, we're just 3 days away from Election Day 2020 now. Just take a look at the map here. I mean, we're losing straight up Texas, Georgia, Ohio, and Michigan. But other than that, there aren't any solid red states out there. Even much of the upper Pacific Northwest there is still, I mean, it's going to go red, but it's not solidly red. I mean, we still got a chance if we wanted to go spend some time in Montana and Idaho. The states that are gray, they don't have a real strong feeling one way or the other yet, but they will soon. These breaking news pieces don't seem to make that big of a difference in the game. But we'll see. You can see here that the operatives get less expensive as the game goes on. You saw when I showed this to you earlier, the operatives, some of them were over $1.1 million. Now they're just over 400,000. And they make a big difference. The Ben Sharp Show. Good showing. Ooh, that turned a lot of states purple, didn't it? 421 to 117 here with 5 weeks to go. So you can give speeches on both how you support something and how your opponent opposes something, or the opposite. There's only one solid red state on the whole map right now. Now this might turn some of the southern states a little bit redder, but it's going to really help me in the Midwest here. Take a look. See what I mean? Really going to make a big push for Texas here. Should have Washington State, yeah. Arizona. Into week 21. Here we go. By the way, if you are watching and listening live, you can comment like my buddy Armin did earlier. Not a big crowd on Halloween night, but if you're watching live, say hi and I'll put your comment on the screen. Cheers. So up there in New Hampshire, you see the signal for a town hall, which gives you ideology points. But because we're in week 21 and I have 0 ideology points, I'm not going to get enough to be able to spend them. So I'm not going to bother going up there. In week 21, I like to slow down a little bit, take a closer look at some of the states where I might need to visit. Looks like we're going to win Washington, I think. Arizona could be close. Louisiana's very close. Texas, obviously, going to be very close. Georgia, Alabama. Lots of really close states. Okay, through a 21-week campaign, this map's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty purple. I only count 3 solidly red states. Let's keep a close eye on Texas. We'll see if I did enough to win Texas as Joe Biden. Now, this map is not going to look anything like what we're going to see on Tuesday night. I don't think there's any doubt about Washington State or Oregon. Conversely, I don't think there's any doubt about Kentucky or Alabama either. So we'll see how this map matches up with the real life 2020 election, which is coming up on Tuesday. Again, like I said, I think I have a great shot of winning this game. But there's only one way to find out. So let's take it this way. No, you know what? Let's go like this. You can see it a little bit better. All right, it's Joe Biden versus Donald Trump, the 2020 election. Live from the Fly the W studio here in Greenville, South Carolina. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. New Hampshire goes red. See, I should have gone up there. I think we'll be okay. Pennsylvania blue. So how's that? North Carolina goes red, but South Carolina goes blue. And Georgia goes red. Lots of red here. Lots of red. Michigan's big, though. I put a lot of eggs in the Texas basket here. Did I get too cocky? If I lost Texas, I might have got too cocky. Again, 270 wins it. He's at 243. Oh. Whew. I got a little cocky. Lost Texas, lost Florida, lost Ohio. Still pulled out a victory. Let's take a look at the map. Let's go back full screen here. Go back full screen. Alaska, not really that close. But we lost Washington State of all places. I mean, we did win Arizona. We did not pull out Colorado. And we did not win Texas either. We lost Louisiana. Florida went red because I was pulling for Texas instead. And again, we lost North Carolina and Georgia, plus New Hampshire. But we won the popular vote by more than 12 million votes. I lost by a 3-1 margin on the investigating Hunter Biden issue. Well, thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate it. Glad this game had a little bit of drama at the end. Again, if you're intrigued by this, maybe you watch the replay. You can go on my YouTube channel and you can watch me play this game more than 100 times during the course of the pandemic. It's youtube.com/Chris Strub. Until next time, don't forget to vote. I'll see you soon.